Here goes. Okay, so my name is Eva, and if you've ever seen the Wall-E movie, Eva, that's how you pronounce my name. But I hear a lot of Evas and Evas as well. But it's just fun to say, oh, have you heard of Wall-E? That's how you pronounce it. And I'm joined by my little tiny dog, Simmy. You can see him in the background. And I really am feeling called. I'm just going to take a sip of my ginger tea. It's a cozy day here in Reno, Nevada, and I am feeling like I want to share today. We are still in the energy of our full moon in Aries, and it really feels like starting something, you know? So, yeah, I wanted to share a little bit about how I came to where I am today, which, to be honest, is in the underworld. I have really been experiencing a lot of transition in the last 4 months, and that includes leaving jobs, like job endings, home arrangement endings, pregnancy, miscarriage, moving to a new city, and starting over. And there's beauty in all of those endings, all of those deaths, because there's always rebirth on the other side. But not to bypass the emotions and feelings of those endings. Like it has definitely been challenging. And that is life, right? As a human, we all experience challenges. And what is getting me through these personal experiences, right? Like body, mind, emotions, is having faith that I'm here as a human and I'm meant to be experiencing these emotions, and that experiencing these lessons will help me to serve others. When people are coaches or, therapists or, whatever their title is, oftentimes they're really like speaking from their experience, right? And so me sharing some of my story, I am a storyteller, and a singer, really feels like an act of service to myself, to be expressing myself and to connect with other people, whether or not, people are, commenting or letting me know that they're hearing what I'm saying, resonating, not resonating, like interacting. It still feels amazing. It's like, now I understand talking in a room by yourself with Simmy, and feeling uninhibited and feeling expressive and feeling like I'm really able to move energy this way, because speaking, singing, storytelling, I really feel like is such a wonderful way to release energy that we hold in our bodies. And, it's taken, I'm 32, I'm in my 33rd year, which they say is your Jesus year. Big transformation, big changes. And I have really worked on my throat chakra. Just a little story. When I was growing up in the 90s, I grew up singing about everything. And we didn't have little devices, cell phones that we were, consumed by and distracted by. And we had to really explore our elements and find, find activities that were catching our eye, that were engaging. And so for me, I always loved to sing, and I still do. I always have. But somewhere along the line, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years old, where the ego really starts to develop, you really start to recognize that you are not your parents, like you are your own separate being, and with your own thoughts. And you see this earlier, like in toddlerhood, 3, 4, 5, that you're really starting to maybe rebel or differentiate yourself. And I can't think of the word, but what are toddlers? The word is escaping me. But you see that earlier, but then around 7 or 8 is where you really start to see that independence, right? Or that feeling of independence. And so somewhere along that line, I feel like my voice got shut down, right? And I'm not blaming anybody. There's nobody to blame, right? It's kind of just, part of the spiral of life. And there's beginning and endings and, deaths and rebirths and all along the continuum. And so, around 7 or 8, I think I really had my voice was shut down. Maybe it was a protective thing. Who knows? But, I struggled with self-esteem. I struggled with confidence. I struggled with wanting to fit in, all very normal, common, normal, behaviors from children that age. And and I also moved around a bit. I mean, from 0 to 7, I was in the same area, but then from 7 to 14, I moved, and then have moved a lot, starting in my teenage years. And so I really have been reflecting, recently I've been reflecting on how good it feels to reclaim my voice. So let's see, around 7 or 8, I felt like my voice got stifled and I wasn't able to create in that same way as I previously was as a younger child. And it probably wasn't until I was about 14 and I moved across the country from California to Massachusetts with my family that I went to a singing camp. And I remember it being a big deal. I would take the train, every day, for 2 weeks. And that was a big deal because it was I'm taking it by myself, and I'm doing this, this scary thing by myself, being in a room of other singers where, some were had been training since they came out of the womb, to sing. And here I was, self-taught. I don't read music, and I just have an ear. I have a really good ear. I can match pitch and tone pretty well. Sometimes my tone is not the best. But I had that experience, and we had to choose a song, I guess, to sing in front of everybody to, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I chose Lean on Me by Bill Withers. Love that song. And, I think it really was a big, impactful time for me to reclaim my voice, to start to reclaim my voice. And then I continued to find different singing groups, probably, I don't know, 4 years later, maybe. I'm trying to think. Let's see, if I was 14, yeah, maybe when I was in my early 20s, I would join choirs. So I joined like a college choir. I joined this really beautiful like elder choir where I was the youngest, and that was really fun to be singing with, 60, 70, even 80-year-olds. And then I joined several years later. Let's see, like, yeah, I guess my late 20s. Then I joined a really fun choir for maybe like a year. And joining that choir was definitely a pivotal moment for me, because it was like right on for me, it was like being right on the precipice of really fully stepping into my voice. Like, incredible directors, voice techniques. I mean, I learned so much, and had the opportunity, I'm trying to think, I had the opportunity to be doing solos. I auditioned, I'm trying to think, I think I auditioned for 1 or 2 solos. I didn't get them, but it didn't, it still was encouraging. Like, I still felt encouraged even though I didn't get them, because somebody else, was better for the part. Their voice matched better. And so, that I have very fond memories of that time. That was a couple years ago now, I guess. I'm trying to think. Maybe like a year ago. And ever since then, I have been itching to join a choir. I actually would love to have like a leadership role in a choir, but and like start a choir, which I think is still possible. But part of my like hesitation with that is that I don't read music and I don't play an instrument. My instrument is my voice. I've tried ukulele, I've tried the keys, guitar. I've never really given it my all to really practice those, but, and not to say I couldn't, it's just right in this moment, I do not play an instrument. So yeah, so now I'm in this new town and I am putting out my feelers for somebody, or for, a group, a singing group or a choir, to join and to express and to use my voice. So this video really is turning into like, it's who we were a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. That makes up who we are now. Like, we get to alchemize the pain, the sorrow, the grief, the anger, the resentment, the shame. We get to alchemize all of those emotions into lighter, into creations, right? And so for me, because I've really had that, I guess that wounding or that struggle with my voice, for me, it feels very empowering, and maybe it does for you if you've maybe had a similar experience, to recognize that we're all given our gifts and we are meant to share them with the world, and we're meant to share them with our family. We're meant to share them with community. And, your gifts may be different, right? Like, not everybody loves to sing or feels like that's a gift of theirs. I do feel like, though, just want to note that everyone can sing. Like, if you have the ability, the voice box to sing, it takes practice, right? Like, I mean, I have very naturally sang, but throughout the many years, I have practiced. I have really worked those muscles, those singing muscles, and learned about my breath and how the breath mechanics work and everything. And that has helped me immensely in being able to sing better and to have more beautiful sound and have better tone and range. And yeah, so hopefully this can encourage you, and you can relate it to your life somehow, of like having a wound, having a challenge, and being able to alchemize it and transform it into something really, really beautiful, right? People do that with books, with poetry, with art, with song, with dance. And I just think that it's a beautiful thing to be able to like traverse the challenges of being human and to create something really, really beautiful. So part of my sharing this and part of my commitment that I'm holding myself accountable that every day I'm going to be practicing my singing. I'm going to be practicing some of my vocal exercises. And I'm hoping, to find, a group to sing with, or maybe it's just one or two people, somebody with a guitar, and we can just jam together. Or maybe I'll, pick up, I have the ukulele, so maybe I'll pick up the ukulele and, try to, because there's something about being able to play a string instrument and sing at the same time, which is just like, I would love to be able to do that. But baby steps, right? And so, so I'm committing is every day I'm going to be working on my voice. And I'm also claiming, here we go. I'm also claiming that one day, maybe not such a distant future, maybe it is, I want to put music out and I want to get paid to sing. Whether that is, on my like albums or whatever, like on my downloads, or I'm singing, live. I want to do that. And I've wanted to do this for a while. But fear gets in the way, doubt gets in the way. But we work with that fear and we work with that doubt. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm a living example of being able to do that. How many times do you see somebody on, a TikTok or Instagram or social media or something, and they are like doing something like, they're like, I'm going to speak in front of a crowd, or I'm going to run a marathon. And, you look at them and you're like, whoa, like I want to be able to do that. Something that resonates with you. For me, that's happened so many times where I've just like seen someone go after their goals, their dreams, and it's happening. Okay. It's happening starting today. Okay. And it can be happening for you as well. And if something, is like resonating with you and you want to share it, please comment and let me know. I'm very curious to see who is, interested in, self-growth, self-development, facing your fears, alchemizing them. And I'm curious to see, who you are. And I would love to be able to connect with you. So this is almost 20 minutes long. Hi, buddy. Simi, come. Hi. Just introduce my son, Simi. I'll be sharing more. But for now, this feels like a good ending place. So thanks for listening and watching, and take care.